Alrighty guys, I'm going to do something different. It's a parking lot reaction at night, kind of spooky, but I'm going to be talking about a new horror movie I just saw, Insidious, The Red Door. This is Insidious 5, if you've been keeping count, and I certainly have. I personally love this franchise. 1 and 2, I think are like one of the greatest double features you can watch back to back. It's just such a good continuation, and 3 and 4 are alright, but I always wanted to get back to the Lambert family. And I never thought 10 years later we would, and here we are. I mean, it's been, 10 years since Insidious 2, and I was scared from the trailers and James Wan not being the director here that it would lose the kind of just the whole flair of what Insidious is known for. And it feels somewhat different. Sorry for the bugs around me. Jesus, they're going crazy. But it feels somewhat different, but not in a bad way. It doesn't hurt the franchise at all. Like, I think this is really surprisingly good. It's not great, but I think the first two are actually great. First one's kind of perfect in my eyes. This one's really fucking good. Damn near great. Like, I'm actually emotional. It hits on the emotions really well. And for me, like I said, I'm a big fan, so the nostalgia carries over. And I actually am so invested in this family and story. And it didn't give me, like, all the things I wanted to see. There's a little bit of nostalgia, but I feel like some people that are sick of the nostalgia bait in Hollywood lately, they might like this one because there's not like a bunch of callbacks. Like there are, but they're kind of just telling you stuff that you might have forgotten. They show some of the photographs from the first movie, and they even have a few scenes play out. But there's a whole scene, this isn't spoilers, but there's a whole scene where a character's watching a scene from the first or the second movie, and that could be really bad and cheesy, but it worked. Like, it was riveting. Like, the dynamic and what's going on in the context, it was like choking me up. It was just really good themes in this movie, and that's what's shocking about it. It's a lot of themes of suppressing trauma and grief and losing people, parents, and trying to like not move on, but also not get hung up on it. And for me, it just really hit home, like losing a mother and stuff when I was young. This stuff was beautiful. Yeah, and then the scares are good, but the thing I like about the Insidious franchise is, like, when I was young, they scared me, but rewatching them, they're just really well thought out ideas in horror, and the further and the astral projection. It's just like, I'm a sucker for that. I like these deep topics, and that's what this one has. It has a lot of cool topics. It's not as clever with the twist as the original two. That's what makes it not as good. And the production design definitely doesn't have as much atmosphere. I don't know if that's from James Wan not being involved, but Patrick Wilson does a good job directing the dramatic scenes, and the tension is really good still. I mean, the scares I think they're fun. There's just like, it's more of like a melodrama than a horror movie in my eyes, but yeah, and the scares just aren't as gnarly as the original two. The original two have these like crazy, like, I don't know, it just builds and like gets so weird and like almost to where it can scare you or it can make some people laugh depending on your taste. This one kind of just has standard scares, and I think they're still really well done and shot, but not up to the caliber of the first one. And the main thing that I was just really coming to see for this is this guy right here on the shirt, the lipstick demon, Darth Maul as everybody calls him. And his appearance here was really good. They make you wait for him, which I was hoping they didn't shoehorn him in. But we already got context on what he wants in the original movie, so they don't really they don't build on his mythology a lot, but we kind of know everything he is, and the stuff they do with him is cool, though. Like, they take some cool approaches, and I was really excited about some of that, but he's not in it a whole lot. That's why, I mean, he's not on the poster, but he is, like, in the trailers a lot. I mean, yeah, he's not an afterthought, but he's not, like, the big, like, final thing that they're like thinking of the whole movie. They're not really waiting on him, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, is this gonna be a battle between the Lamberts and the red guy? It's not that, but I'm glad they put him in, brought him back, gave some love to him. He's a great horror icon, and he's in the Blumhouse logo in the opening Blumhouse production thing, which I never knew that, so that was fucking awesome to see. I don't know if it's just for this movie or what, but it's like him pointing at Dalton's bed from the first movie. Like, you see him in that opening right after Michael Myers was in there. So crazy shit. I love Blumhouse for that. And yeah, this movie really really scratched an itch for me. Might be, like, there hasn't been a whole lot of horror this year. I can't really think of any off the top of my head, but this probably is my favorite horror film so far this year. But that's not a high bar, and like I said, this movie's not like something crazy for horror, but for fans of the OG franchise, I think you're gonna leave satisfied. Like, I really got emotional, I got a little teary-eyed. Like, it worked for me because I grew up on these characters, and yeah, I never thought I'd be here for Insidious 5 with the Lamberts 2023, and I'm happy to report it was pretty fucking awesome. If I had to give it a rating, I usually do out of 5, I'd go 3.9, damn near 4. Part of me wants to say 4, but I don't think it's a whole 4-star movie. Just on personal taste, I really love the franchise, so we'll go 4. We'll go 4. Now that I gave you my context, this movie really satisfied me. Insidious Red Door, it's out in theaters. Don't let this one flop. I want Blumhouse to make some money, so go check it out, guys.